Let's break down the Ducks here at the Voice of College Football. We got Rian Winter on the line from Sports Chat 503. Rian joins us on a regular basis to do just this. Rian, how's it going?
Fantastic, Mark. Thanks so much.
Of course. Let's talk about the Pac-12 champions. A lot of people are going to take little angst with that, but Oregon took advantage of a little scheduling quirk and the 2020 season being what it is. So whatever happened in 2020, that's the way it had to happen, and it was an uneven schedule for everyone and just chaos, and you played the games, and we were just happy to have some college football, and the Ducks won the Pac-12 with a Game of the Year performance against USC, of course, lose the Fiesta Bowl. So I'm taking us to the quarterback situation because for me, in watching the Fiesta Bowl, a 34-17 loss to Iowa State, not taking the play into consideration, but I remember conversation about Tyler Shuff after the game, and basically that he was basically in his backyard going home to spend time with his family, and that I thought based on the conversation there at the Fiesta Bowl that it sounded like he was ready to come back and be ready to go for 2021, but he is transferred and set us up for this quarterback situation in 21, and whether you were surprised that Tyler Shuck moved on.
Yes and no. I mean, again, not a great ending. Like you said, in his backyard, first game where you could have the family there, and really felt like his job was taken during that game. Felt like he had lost his job as the starting quarterback, and that was not something that anybody wants to see happen, obviously. Started the year fairly strong. The offense was pretty creative. About halfway through the year, it just stalled out, and the confidence waned a little bit, and you could see it in his body language. You could see it in the decision-making by the coaches. And then in the last games, they went with some packages with Anthony Brown for the first time all year. Hadn't seen Anthony Brown all year, the transfer from Boston College, and a guy who's a veteran quarterback. And I guess I tend to think maybe just it took him a little bit longer to get with the playbook, a lot of different ups and downs with COVID or whatnot. Because in my mind, the coaches are going to play who's the best quarterback that gives them the best option to win, right? And they see him in practice every day. And so when people are saying halfway through the year, man, this guy, he's not up to snuff and he can't play the game the right way. Because again, for the last 30 years, Oregon's offense has been the crown jewel. The defense has been a struggle sometimes, but the offense bailed them out half the time. So rarely have we ever had issues with the offense. This year, they lost 2 games back-to-back, Oregon State and Cal, because the offense didn't score. And at the end of the Oregon State game, the offense couldn't get a first down. So if you just get a first down, you win that game. Close out the clock, they couldn't do it. So the offense was really a question mark for the first time in years, and it scared a lot of Duck fans. So Tyler, I felt like had done what he had done his best, and he knew that the incumbent was already there. Anthony Brown is the veteran, and the young kids coming up are really good. And so he knew that he had 3 years of eligibility because he didn't have the 1 year counted against him with COVID, and had already got 2 degrees, and he's ready to move on. And I'm really excited for him. He's going to Texas Tech. I think it's a good fit. I think he could go to a lot of places in the country, D1, and be successful.
Yeah, it was 13 touchdowns and 6 picks on the stat sheet. We discussed a number of these fourth quarter meltdowns during the season and in the aftermath. Again, I thought it was his team. Anthony Brown, I thought, would compete for the job, but then once Shook was named the starting quarterback and turned in a decent season, I thought it was his throughout. Anthony Brown had a 20-touchdown, 8-pick season for Boston College, so he's an experienced guy. And I got to tell you, Ryan, before we brought you on, I thought, okay, well, it must be Anthony Brown's team. But that's not necessarily the case.
Right. Yeah, no, the young guys are really going to push for it. I think Oregon's got a pretty good thing we're going on right now. Their recruiting is completely next level. So every single class that comes in is going to put pressure on the next class that's there. I mean, technically, these kids are getting better as the program gets younger. And that's, again, something that we don't really see that often in college football. We see the development. We see the kids get stronger, kids grow up. The difference between a 22-year-old kid and an 18-year-old kid is pretty significant, especially at the quarterback position. I think it's pretty lofty goals to put on some of these 18-year-old kids to be able to think they can take over a D1 offense and do magical things with it. I think a lot of freshmen get out there and they suffer. They don't really know the playbook that well. They don't really have that skilled control of their game, and the game moves so much faster at the college level. So, I got to give a lot of credit to the Oregon coaching staff because I think they played it well. They didn't upset Anthony Brown throughout the whole year. He stayed with it. He stayed engaged. They didn't lose him at all. When Tyler Shuck transferred, he's now the starter. And now he looks at it from a perspective of, hey, this is all on me. They've got a humongous game to start the year to go to Ohio State. I would hate to put a freshman in the position to go play Ohio State at the Horseshoe. I mean, it made great experience for the future, but if you're going to try to be competitive in that game, I don't think you give it to a freshman, no matter how good the freshman is. But you know what? Sometimes these kids are magical and they come out and they do amazing things. Ty Thompson's going to have the opportunity to do that. Ty Thompson's going to have an opportunity to come out here and compete. There's two freshmen, though, last year that you can't overlook. Jay Butterfield's one of them, who I just had a conversation with today. And then Robbie Ashford's the other one. Robbie Ashford right now is a two-sport athlete starting center fielder for the Oregon baseball team. So I tend to think there's a lot of competition in that quarterback room, and the coaching staff, there's a lot on the line right now. They have a really good team, a really solid defense. If their offense doesn't get in order real quick, there's going to be major questions.
So we're going to see this Butterfield interview on your channel.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, what I try to do is throughout the offseason just kind of get with these guys. And like I'm saying, I'm not really a media guy, so I just kind of try to tell their story, kind of get to know what makes them tick, get some insider information, a little bit about how the operations go and whatnot, and just kind of let Duck fans get to know the kids.
Really good stuff there. So again, head on over to Sports Channel 503 and check out Ryan's work and his various player interviews.